2. What's up, nasties? Happy Friday. 4 hours to go before it's home time and the weekend is here. Welcome to EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, and Kubusch Nation in the house, coming off an Oilers' enormous win in Minnesota yesterday. Their first since 2019 by a score of 7-1. We will revisit that game and set up Vegas tomorrow at 2 p.m. here at Rogers Place. On the show today, 120, the Reid Wilkins will join us, finish second in the draft. We'll get his thoughts on what went right and what went wrong there because he did not win. 140 highlights, lowlights, and at 220, our good pal from the Pipeline Show, Guy Flaming. We'll talk some Old Kings, some dub, and some World Juniors hockey as well. You want to connect with us? Watch us on the YouTube channel and hit up the Nasty Chat. And if you want to text us, 780-218-9999. And if you can only listen, it's the iHeart or the TuneIn radio apps, or go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and hit the listen live button. And if you want to connect with us on Twitter, at Yag Sports Talk, at Hernan the Man, at Joaquin Gage 31, at Zachary HMK, and Edmonton Sports Talk on the good old Instagram. And we're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios here in the west end of the city. Joaquin, how's your Friday, man? Sweet shirt.
Thanks.
Sweet
Got this
shirt,
yesterday. When you wake up in the morning and you look at your partner and they have a look of disgust on their face, and you wonder what you did wrong. Like, was I flatulent during the evening, the night? Was I What could possibly you be so mad at me right now at this moment? And has your significant other woken up from a dream with that you had cheated on your spouse, and she is mad at you for something that you had absolutely no control over whatsoever? My wife was so mad at me this morning because I cheated in her dream. She was livid. And like, she's just saying it was so real. I was cheating with, I believe her name was Samantha from St. Albert. And we went to the bank, I guess. And my wife said we were, which she never says these types of things. We were separating the assets, and I was moving out, and she was just so mad. And it took like a good 35 minutes before she actually calmed down. I'm like, it was a rough morning for Joaquin. Hopefully Friday didn't start well. For the Gage dog there.
It'll end well though, but yeah, I've never been through that, but that's interesting. Yeah.
She's never. No. God, you must. I don't know what it is. Like, it was awful. It was absolutely terrible.
VR says Samantha sounds like a looker.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever been through that? Let us know on the Nasty Chat. Has your partner ever woken up from a dream and been mad at you for something that you didn't? You had nothing to do with.
No clue. Jesus.
That's great. We have a Christmas party tonight. Location undetermined yet. Gager, Lampshade Award. We used to do this at 1260. When we used to have work events, and who's going to be the what's the proper word here? The most
crushed,
lubricated.
The most messed up.
Who's your pick?
Well, you're up there, but I think I don't know. I think you might just become Batman later at the night, throw the smoke bomb and get out. There's a couple of young guys in here I'm a little bit worried about. I have to go to YouTube Trev. I just think if he had to do a pee test after tonight, it would, like, you could probably power a space shuttle with his urine, whatever is his system after tonight. So I will say he will be sitting there. And I say this because I witnessed the progression of him at the golf tournament last year, when everyone was inside having a good time and he was outside, like basically a puddle outside and just eating a steak with his bare hands, juice going all down his face, and he smiled and just said bye to me as I was leaving. Very scary. Even my daughter was like, "Is he okay?" And I go, "Yeah, he's fine, I think." But yeah, my vote goes for one young Trev to be completely inebriated and not remembering what happened tonight.
Okay, so that's your pick. Yeah, you know that I'm still pretty hurt. I wasn't invited to the EST golf tournament. I know I was with the Elks, but these guys are my homies, and I didn't get an invite. I blame Maddie.
You didn't get an invite?
No.
Yeah, we did.
No.
You were working.
I remember me and Evan Dom were sitting at the Elks office, and we're like, "Hey, it's the EST golf tournament today." And he goes, "We didn't get an invite."
Exactly.
Like, no.
You were in the office working. You had work to do.
But we could have took a morning off or the day off. Come on. All right, Zach, who's your pick for the Lampshade Award at the EST Christmas party?
Trev is an easy one, but I was hearing some of the stories from last year, and I feel like Eric is up there too. They're going to be a duo.
You can't do that. He's Kaiser Sose. The greatest trick that Eric ever played was thinking he was going to stay the rest of the night. Poof, he's gone. And you won't see him. You'll see him for a bit. Saved his life at the Estes, I have to say. I did.
Yeah.
And after that, Eric was no longer around.
Yeah, it's
You got to be physically there. Like, you got to see the guy. Like, Trev will be in a chair in the corner, right? That's what you want.
Can Jay Milne be a sleeper pick? He's a big boy, though. It probably takes a lot for him to get.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think there's
Dusty? Well, he's even bigger, man. He's 6'5", man.
Yeah, but I would. It's between Trev and Dusty to me, which I hope not, because Dusty's got to fix himself. That voice has got to get cured.
He might drink some teas, but iced teas mixed with something else. So
I gotta go with Trev just because he's so excited.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
I know.
you think I'm excited? He's double excited than I am.
he's
Like,
been talking about it for like a month.
I know. Well, he's going to prime himself. Prime yourself. Pace yourself. Jesus, it's going to be a mess.
It's gonna be fun. Our first Christmas party with EST, because last year was only 4 of them. It was a really small company. Now, Zach, you weren't there either, right?
Nope, wasn't a part of it until January. So this is my first one.
I wasn't invited, and I was doing shows here. So
Ouch.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, the best
I'm looking
show.
forward to the golf tournament. I hope I'm invited this year.
Yeah, me too.
You were saying you didn't even want to golf yesterday, and you can't
No,
golf.
but Eric doesn't golf, so why do I have to golf? I can just hang out and be at a certain like help work the thing, help Maddie, right?
Yeah,
I don't
if you
have to
want.
golf.
True.
Why would I golf when I'm like absolutely? I can't even hit the ball, guys. Why would I even?
You haven't seen me golf.
Why would I put anyone through that? Because it's probably
funny?
frustrating when your
No,
teammate
not
sucks.
in that setting.
Not in that
fine.
environment?
No,
No, it's a great
because
scramble.
you're
Like, you just go and whack it.
going best ball, right? So you miss it, you miss it. No big deal.
So best ball is you're a team of 4. Whoever's closest, you guys play off that
Well,
one.
whatever's got the best chance of getting there, right? So you just whoever you have a good shot off the tee. Maybe there's 3 bad ones. Use the good one. You don't have to go hit your one that you shanked into the woods.
D-Rock says, I bet Reid is hilarious, Hammer.
Oh yeah,
And Reid Ubered. So there's potential there. Penner's Pancake says, is Reid a wild card if he starts into the port wine?
When does I wonder when Dusty goes for a water massage? Quick little water
Oh,
massage.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Yeah, hey?
I wouldn't. So today he texted me. He's like, hey, man, I got to rest my voice. Can you do oil stream? And I said, I will. But today at dinner, you got to try something exotic.
It's not even that exotic. Let's call up that.
No, well, let's just leave it. We'll see if he does it or not. Gager, I did want to ask you something. Hernan can be a celebrity caddy. You need a caddy?
No, but if you put on like a white painting suit and have my name on the back, you can carry my clubs for sure.
Oh, great.
That would be funny.
You got a tip, though.
Yeah, don't stand up in a canoe.
Okay, but is it true that the YouTube Trev was eating a steak with his hands?
Yeah, I think so. He's just
He's an
sitting
animal.
there. He looked. I don't know if you've seen. There's a movie out right now because kind of a Christmas movie. Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Have you ever seen Trading Places?
I have, yeah.
So there's a scene where Dan Aykroyd tries to get his job back and tries to. I know. Spoiler alerts. And he plants drugs in Eddie Murphy's desk at work. But then Eddie Murphy kind of figures out what's happening and tries to track him down. and Dan Aykroyd stole food, and he stole a whole like lock, like smoked salmon, and put it in his he was in a Santa suit, and he had to go home on the bus, and he's pulling out this lox and eating it through the Santa beard on the bus, and there's these two girls looking at him and just fully disgusted. It was probably the same look I had in my face when I watched Trev eating that steak, because it was basically the same thing. He was enveloped into the outdoor patio set and eating this steak with the juices all down his chin. It was just unbelievable.
Holy smokes! I'm a little upset no one snapped the photo.
I had to get my daughter to dance, or I would have snapped a ton of photos there. But I could have held him for ransom there.
I like Andrew in the inbox. I'd like to formally change my name on the text line as Samantha from St. Albert. Brent P says Lieutenant Eric seems like the betting favorite for the lampshade. Rob from the Grove, Eric will disappear. LOL. Boss man ain't around, so dipped 5 minutes early. I see what's up. I have a great party tonight, boys. No, actually, Brandon from Windsor, we're on a strict clock now. We have to get out at 55, so the other show can start on time, right?
Yeah, no, that's
what the big boss man said.
Yeah, Maddie came in here the other day and scalded us for going late, but we're trying to give the people what they want.
We're trying to get the people what they want. You picked the song this week. We always get to pick a song. Why did you go that avenue? Is that your favorite song or?
No, next year, 2025, August 16th, I believe, which lands on a Tuesday. There's Big Rec is opening up for a little band called Creed.
Are you going?
I don't know. I might.
EST on location?
I think we're taking a bus.
That'd be amazing.
That would be good. Stat Wednesday, I think.
Oh.
Dusty will be there for sure.
I mean, his birthday's in April, and Christmas is coming up. Like, if Tommy's listening, I know where you can get the big fella.
I was thinking about getting my wife Creed tickets for her birthday, but
yeah, she
wouldn't like
that. D-Rock says, make sure there are some smoked oysters at the Christmas party. Rob from the Grove, you guys will have a blast tonight. It's going to be fun. Let us know who you think is going to be the lampshade winner at the EST second annual Christmas party. What should I say? Party extravaganza or something like that?
I don't think so.
No?
It's not that big a deal. It's just a bunch of guys just hanging out, doing what we normally do, I guess.
Zach Kubusch, we will get to some Oiler talk, but can you just send me a text? Let me know what you're seeing there on the Twitter line regarding the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, yeah, I was just refreshing a little bit, and Ryan Rashog was saying that Emberson appears to be paired with Ekholm in practice today.
What did I say on Oilstream?
I don't know.
What did I
Nobody
say on
cares.
Oilstream? I said Ty Emberson will be with Matthias Ekholm. God, the more you listen to Hernan, the better off you'll be, man. Like, it's just...
You didn't even have anything to complain about yesterday on the postgame
I didn't,
show.
for the first time ever in the history of a postgame
Really?
show. Yeah. Okay, we got to bring Reid in, but Gager... dirty or not dirty, the hit on Bouchard?
Okay, so...
Can we play it, actually? We'll play it here quickly.
Okay. Look, I didn't like... the hit is dirty. It's dirty right there. Like, he tries to hit Bouchard into the net, right? But I put a lot of blame on Bouchard here, too. Like...
Not knowing?
Well, just the
He's
realization...
Yeah.
That look, you're going in to get the puck here, battling against the guy, and he was completely unprepared for this. Especially at that time of the game, you're just feeding the lunch to the Minnesota Wild. There's guys that are going to get a little bit angry. You have to do a better job of protecting yourself at that point. And you know what? As a D-man going back for the puck, don't be afraid to initiate contact. You don't want to get smoked into the back there. That was a play that, you talk about playing the full 60 minutes every time you're out there. That hyper awareness. Sometimes with, what's our biggest qualm about Bouchard at times is the intensity level doesn't seem to be at its highest at certain points. And look what happens. You go out there and you go kind of, half speed, and you got to realize who you're playing against too. I didn't like the hit. Like the hit was dirty. Like it should be reviewed by the league, because that, to me, that's an intent to injure. It should have been called a penalty because they're not even close to the puck, really. But again, I almost put to me, it's almost 50-50, dude.
See, I see it a little bit different. I don't think it was dirty. I think it was greasy, because it's not a hit from behind. It's side to side. Yes, he's close by the net.
He tried to hit him
knows
in
what
the
he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. And then Tommy brought up the same point as you. Bouchard's got to be aware of who he's battling against. Like, this guy. So, I mean, it's easier said than done.
If you're going shoulder to shoulder and just into the corner with a guy, going for the puck, you know that there's probably going to be contact. That was just no spatial awareness from Bouchard. And now, I don't know, like, obviously we haven't heard anything. Skated today. Jesus, look at these guys.
I think he fell.
Oh, my God. It's the wheels are coming off. What time is it? It's 1:18, and this.
I don't even think they're drinking.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I think it could be serious with Bouchard here.
Yeah, well, he's obviously not practicing
because
we'll
it didn't. Like, how many times did you watch that last night, trying to find his knee? How did that get hurt? And when you're just not ready to whatever. If you're not prepared to take contact, and then all of a sudden you get bumped, your body immediately tries to stable itself, but you're not quite ready for it. So that could mean, he went to stabilize and his knee kind of moved or something. Hopefully it's just a strain.
Yeah, and that's why I kept the clip going, because you see him skating off, and he's favoring his leg.
Right leg, right?
Yeah, and Smitty the Welder says that happens tons of times in a game. Bouchard was just weak on his skate. So, 2 questions for you before we bring in Reid Wilkins. Who will win the Lampshade Award today at the EST Christmas party? The running favorite right now is YouTube Trev.
Oh, yeah.
Followed closely by Lieutenant Eric, and there's a couple wild cards. I think I'm in there, Dusty and Jay Milne as well. And then the other question is the Hartman hit on Bouchard, dirty or not? Let us know on the Nasty Chat and text us at 780-218-9999. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Host your team or league fundraiser at the Canadian Brew House for a chance to win $2,500 with tons of options to choose from. The Canadian Brew House can help you raise the funds for your crew. Details in store or online at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Coming up next, the one and only Reid Wilkins here on EST Afternoons. Zach Kubusch has got your sports update.
The Minnesota Wild have claimed Travis Dermott off waivers, moving Jake Middleton to the LTIR, with the Oilers hitting the ice themselves for practice, awaiting the status of Evan Bouchard after he injured his lower body last night. And for Toronto, the Leafs have recalled goaltender Dennis Hildeby from the AHL, listing Anthony Stolarz as day-to-day. And there's just one game on the slate, having the Hurricanes battle the Senators, with the Oilers taking on the Golden Knights tomorrow at 2. In football, Romeo Doubs of the Packers cleared concussion protocol this morning and is active, while the Saints have announced that they will start Jake Haener this Sunday. And after refusing to play yesterday, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan says that Devondre Campbell will no longer be a part of San Francisco's team. In basketball, it's the Clippers tipping off against the Nuggets with 8 games around the association. We got a quick timeout before the Reid Wilkins joins EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret, unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Celebrate the season by creating space for your holidays. Sentinel Storage. Affordable and flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
It's 1:24 here on a Friday afternoon. EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubusch in the house. Oilers are on the ice as we speak. Ty Emberson paired with Matthias Ekholm, which means Evan Bouchard is not on the ice. We'll get a full update from the head coach following practice in about probably another 20-25 minutes here. So keep it locked on Edmonton Sports Talk. And if you missed it earlier, Travis Dermott has been claimed off waivers by the Minnesota Wild. That comes on the heels of losing Jake Middleton yesterday to an injury early in that game. Sounds like they want him in the lineup by tomorrow. But we're now joined by the Reid Wilkins from the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Reid, you did your first Nielsen Show draft. Second place finish, not too bad.
Yeah, I guess. I was hoping to win, I suppose, but I had a lot of fun, which was the main thing. I think my primary goal was to be entertaining as well. So hopefully people like the little jingles scenario.
Yeah.
And Mistress for Christmas as a song, and the movie Santa's Sleigh, filmed in Edmonton, as one of the movies.
Where do you think what do you think cost you the first place? What category?
Oh, that's a good. Well, probably the ones I just said. Is that if people didn't get those jokes or references, they just thought they were meaningless. I mean, if you don't know that AC/DC had a song "Mistress for Christmas" and find that funny and find that as a weird thing to draft in a Christmas draft, then you're not going to vote for me. I think I saw one person say port is also wine, so I shouldn't have been allowed to pick it in the drink category, though I would argue they're two totally different.
They're totally different.
For occasions and when and how you would consume them. Yeah, probably ones like those. And just being a first-timer, maybe I didn't think outside the box enough with some of my picks. Though I think the food with the cabbage rolls and the pierogies, I was pretty happy to get those. I was very happy to get Elf as a movie, World Juniors as the Christmas/holiday viewing. I thought was pretty good, but there's so much to pick from, right? And then you pick. I wanted to pick things that people would think were appropriate, but I also wanted to pick things that if a listener saw the list and didn't see it was mine, they would think that's Reid's, even if they didn't want to vote for me. So I wanted to have some uniqueness to it.
And it's always hard to go up against Dusty. Like it is. Dusty has the fan vote all the time, and he's a good drafter.
Yeah, he's a good GM when it comes to drafts. But the thing that, like, I'm like you, Reid. You want to be a little humorous, but you vote. You pick the things from the heart. I think, not from the head. And I think that Dusty caters to. He knows what the voters want. I think at certain points, because some of his picks, I look at and I go, I don't think you're that into that, but he knows.
He knows it's
going to be popular, right?
Yeah, he plays.
See, picking second, I thought that Dusty was going to either take Elf or World Juniors first. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, I'll get the other one of those, and then he took Christmas Vacation first. And I think Elf is a much better movie than Christmas Vacation. But yeah, I think he knew that would just connect with people a little more.
Duck Dad and Mitchie R say they voted for you. Spency 5 cents says, I couldn't vote for Reid because they didn't take gravy, the glue of Christmas foods.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually took
Yeah,
gravy.
didn't,
just
I don't
gravy, did they?
No one took gravy, no.
Don't know.
Don't know.
See, I wouldn't take that as a food because to me it's a sauce, I guess. It's
It's
something
more
you
like a
apply.
condiment.
Yeah.
Like a side. You took a board game that a lot of people took issue with.
Yeah, I think people were mad about that too.
What's the game again?
It's Ticket to Ride.
Okay. Can you just explain kind of the essence of the game and why it's a Christmas? Is it like
It's not a Christmas themed game.
Okay.
I just thought, okay, you want to play a board game at Christmas. You have to have something with relatively simple rules that's fun, that plays quickly, that has interaction, but you can also still talk while you're playing it. You're not so caught up in the game.
Yeah.
And I thought I like board games, so I wanted to be a little nerdy here or a little pretentious perhaps and pick a board game as opposed to like I thought about picking charades or something like that. But yeah, Ticket to Ride is a card drafting game, and then once you get sets of colors, you can build trains to connect cities in the United States and part of Canada.
Oh, okay.
And then you get points for putting down train cars, but before the game, everybody secretly gets 3 missions. So it'll say you have to connect Houston and New York, and that might be worth 11 points. And if you don't do it, it's negative.
Oh.
And depending on how many people are playing, only so many people can build on a route.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 routes between all the cities, but in a 3-player game, only 1 route could be used. But in a 5-player game, and a lot of the game is just picking up cards, so you can still kind of talk like, oh, hey, did you hear, Aunt Bernice won the lottery? Oh, cool, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm going to play these. Like, it's a very conversational, light, like the rules are 2 pages long. So I just thought if I help people find a new game or celebrate Ticket to Ride, it's a very popular sort of low-impact entry-level game, I think.
Well, Matt at the Garrison, Smitty the Wilder, and VR Montenegro said they all voted for you.
Thank you.
So it seems like you had the people's vote on the national.
Yeah.
But see, that's one of those categories, okay, game to play. Like, man.
And people are complaining now because it says Ticket to Ride is pricey. $54 on Amazon? Is that the average price?
That's not that expensive for a board game, folks. I hate to tell you that.
They are expensive.
That's some of them are.
Yeah.
It's getting that Reid bump right now. That's the problem.
But I mean, what do you pick? Like, again, I thought about charades. Well, some people think charades is stupid. They don't want to get up there and act around and feel the pressure of guessing. I mean, you could put crib, obviously. Someone picked crib. Tom's Jenga pick, I totally didn't get. That would be the last thing I would want to play at Christmas.
Have you ever played? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just know what it is, but I'm like, you got to set it up, and don't you know all that stuff, and it can create a mess.
Have you ever played Dutch Blitz?
No.
It's a card game. It's really fun, but it's probably not.
I actually don't play a lot of
card games.
Card games. Yeah.
Anyone out there play Dutch Blitz? It's like our family game. Like my dad plays it.
Oh, nice.
And like we all play it, so it's fun, but it's really quick, and you have to be like you just have to be going right. It's a really
I'd be
intense
terrible
game.
at that.
My
friend got mad at me once for playing too slowly in some card game she wanted to play.
One of the best outdoor games that I had, I was first star in Sweden, and they give you a gift, and it was a game called this. It was called Kub. I don't know if you've ever played this. It's a Swedish outdoor game, great for the summer, tons of fun. My father-in-law actually built a couple sets for everybody. I think I lost my original one, but we'll play. We'll play. I think this will be a summertime. It's a lot of fun, and you can have teams and things. Do you like outdoor games like that? Like
I'll try. I'm pretty much open to anything.
This is a great game.
But this is a physical
throwing,
nice.
strategy kind of thing. It's really really good.
All right. Only 5 defensemen on the ice for the Oilers. Ekholm with Emerson, Nurch with Stetcher, and Kulak's your 5th. So we'll wait to see what happens.
So Regula's still not cleared to go out there?
No, I think Tommy was saying he was hearing too that he might have to do a conditioning stint because he's on the IR or something like that.
What are they going to do?
Josh Brown.
Was he called up?
Not yet, but I'm assuming that's what they will do.
Unless Bush, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. We'll know more once the coach speaks. Hartman hit on Bouchard for you. Dirty or no?
No, it was pretty normal to me.
Okay.
I didn't think anything of like aggressive.
Greasy maybe, but not dirty.
Maybe is this it here? Like
it's pretty dirty.
You think they don't like it?
Well, because the net's so close and the puck's gone. right?
It? Oh yeah, here.
No,
Yeah,
it's already done.
The proximity of the net would be the only
See
thing
right
for me
here, the
that
pucks, and Bush just is completely nonchalant. Like
It's just shoulder to shoulder. Yeah.
yeah, but it's close to the net. You know what he was trying to do. Like, again, awareness of where you are on the ice, who you're playing against. You can't go into the corner thinking it's just going to be a men's league game with no hitting. It's just he was completely unprepared. Looks like I'm trying to find for his right knee to be hurt on this. This is what, his leg gets kind of caught in between Hartman's.
Yeah, because if you see it, you think, is that a shoulder or something? At least when I
I thought he hit his head on the post and got spun. That's what I thought initially. But when he got up and started limping, I'm like, geez, he really wants out of this game.
So would you discipline a hit like that if you were the league? You think that's an intent to injure or at least be cheeky?
It's too on the line because when two players go into the corner, there is sometimes initiated contact before just to get positioning, right? You see the reverse hits with guys. So that's kind of like the reverse hit. They're both going for the puck at the same time. Hartman takes advantage of the net, I believe, in that case. He knew what he was doing. I don't know if it's a suspendable offense or even a fine. I put the blame equally on Bouchard not being prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I said it on the oil stream and I got kind of torched for it. I said I didn't think it was dirty. And I've watched it now 4 times on this show.
It was dirty because he knew he could put him into the net, right?
Sure.
That's right then you initiate contact. You know where you are. Oh, I can hit this guy, and he might hit the net,
right.
And I got the puck, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he tried to hurt him, but he was using it to his advantage. But again, Bouchard's got to be way more aware of who he's playing against and make sure in the last 5 minutes he doesn't, get hurt like that. It's a physical game.
Overall, Reid, you didn't join us on the post-game show yesterday, but for me, that's one of their best games of the season. At no point did I feel that Minnesota was going to come back in the game. I know they're missing some key players, but I thought the Oilers were excellent. It's one of the few games this season, it's probably the only game this season, where I didn't really have anything to pick at.
I thought right from the beginning of the game they played with a lot of energy and really had the Wild on the back heel pretty much the entire game. Yes, the Wild were depleted, but 7-1. If it's 3-2 and you didn't have Zuccarello, then maybe you think, well, he might have had the tying goal. But the Oilers dominated, and I think from an Edmonton perspective, if they lost the game 7-1, people wouldn't care who was out of the lineup. They would be upset that it was that bad. In Draisaitl, things just continue to go in for him.
Yeah.
the flutter puck that goes in. But I think, 7-1's an unusual result to beat a team that badly. But like we've been seeing for the last few weeks, the Oilers are starting to build and take a step forward. More detail, more cohesion, more certainty on the ice. I mean, we talked about it a lot, guys. The first 2 weeks of the season, they didn't look like who they knew. They looked like they didn't know who they were supposed to pass to.
Yeah.
Like they'd never broken out of their own end before.
Yeah.
Then now they were just like a blanket in the offensive zone with the forechecking and pretty good defensively as well. Yes, there were scoring chances, and yes, they needed Pickard to make some very good saves. Note about that. Another good goaltending game. Both these guys have put together a good string now, but they're not giving up multiple chances, and that's what I like. Sometimes a goalie's got to make a big save, but don't ask him to stop that and then 3 rebounds, which was happening earlier in the season.
It's much easier for an NHL goaltender to make a big save when the chance is created by the skill and the execution of the other team. When it's a messed up play or a broken play, it hits a skate or something, that's when you see a lot of goals being scored because it catches you off guard, right? So I would say there weren't many opportunities that the Oilers gave the Wild last night, which as a goalie, reading the play, it makes it so much simpler, right? Not the Bouchard one the other night when he tries to go cross ice again. It gets hit someone, then there's a scramble, ends up in the back of net because you're not really expecting a play like that. Pickard was great. I'm not saying any like it was easy night by any means, but the defensive structure, like you alluded to, Reid, is allowing the Edmonton Oilers goalies just to play their game and read the play in a kind of normal fashion.
Yeah, and when Pickard was very good, and he's had a pretty good season overall, I think, except for maybe a couple of games. So that's good. And what in this 8-game stretch now, they haven't allowed more than 3 goals in a game.
Crazy.
They've allowed 3 goals against twice, and obviously the game they lost in that stretch, they only allowed 1. And I do think, I know it's the old 3-2 league thing. It's, I think, becoming more of a 4-3 league. Like, I think if you're an Oilers player, like if you're McDavid or Draisaitl, I mean, obviously they want to check and they put an onus on goals against, preventing goals. But I still think that if you told them, okay, you got to get 4 to win tonight, those big boys would probably say, okay, that's all. Yeah. As long as it's 4. As long as it's not 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah, I'd say that. That's a good one.
And if you get a goal from, a Brown or a Janmark or somebody like that, then.
For you, how big is it if the Oilers lose Bouchard here for an extended period of time?
Well, that changes a lot on the power play. I know there's still incredible skill there, but would they put Ekholm back there? Would they
Nurse or Ekholm?
Nurse, Ekholm, yeah.
You'd probably put Kulak.
I would.
Well, that's not a bad decision either.
He's been great, man.
I think you can put all 3 out there.
But you lose the threat of the shot. I mean, I know Ekholm can kind of blast it, but it's not the same the way Bouchard gets it off. And as much as Bouchard drives people crazy with some of the drag moves with no support, he does execute them a lot of times, so the puck handling wouldn't be the same from whichever defenseman goes in there.
I mean, Nurse was quarterbacking the power play back in the bubble.
Yeah.
And did quite well, right? So and we've seen Ekholm kind of get out there. He's scored on the power play. There's 3 really good options. Yeah, I have no problems with any of these guys. No problems. I mean, he's got that shot, right? And his ability to read the play is elite. But kind of, now that you say that, Hernan, Kulak skates so well.
That's what I mean.
And him walking the line, I think, although he doesn't possess the same type of shot Bouchard is, I think he's a little bit more mobile. And that ability to walk the line and get that through, we haven't seen it. I don't know if he can do this or not, but just because he's my favorite player, I think I would like to see it.
Yeah, I mean, and all 3 guys are extremely confident right now because they're all playing some good hockey. Reid, what's coming up on your show today?
We will have some audio from Oilers practice.
Nice.
Hopefully those guys, the Knobloch and I don't know which players, will speak soon. Talk about the Oilers, of course, playing Vegas tomorrow. Gavin Hodnett, the captain of the Oil Kings, will be on as well. And we'll talk Christmas stuff.
Good stuff, Gager. Reid, I'm so used to saying Gager. Reid, Lampshade Award winner tonight for the EST Christmas party.
The Lampshade Award? Oh, I've never heard it called that before.
Yeah, we used to do it at 12:60.
It won't be me. I'll say Trev.
Yeah.
He's probably wearing a lampshade right now.
He's probably cracked the first one. Well, he already had one for beer of the week. So,
he cheers me when I came in. He goes, "This is really good." It's easy. It's Trev.
All right, guys. Reid, thank you for taking the time to join us. Reid Wilkins with Jay Mellon coming up 3 to 6, and then they'll be heading directly to the Christmas party. All right, keep the messages coming in on the Nasty Chat. Hit the thumbs up. We're at 40. Let's get to over 100. We broke a record on Monday. Let's try to get there again. I think it was around 125, 130, guys. So hammer that thumbs up for this Friday afternoon. Up next, highlights, lowlights here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas. But right now, Zach with a sports update.
After hitting the wire yesterday from the Oilers, Travis Dermott has been claimed by the Minnesota Wild, with Jake Middleton heading to LTIR. And for the Leafs, Anthony Stolarz gets listed as day-to-day, with the team calling up Dennis Hildeby on an emergency basis. And the lone game in the NHL tonight has the Senators meeting the Hurricanes, with the Oilers back in action tomorrow at 2 against the Golden Knights. And football sees the Steelers ruling out George Pickens this week due to a hamstring injury, while Jake Haener starts for New Orleans on Sunday. Elsewhere, Romeo Doubs has cleared concussion protocol for the Green Bay Packers. Basketball has an 8-game slate with the Lakers going at it against the Timberwolves, the Suns, and Jazz throwing it down before the Spurs and Trailblazers match up. This sports update has been brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Give the gift of Christmas spirit this year with Capital Care Foundation. For just $25, you can bring Christmas alive for a senior living in Capital Care Center. Donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. After the break, we dive into highlights, lowlights here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you can afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road Park.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Book your holiday party at the CBH today. The Canadian Brewhouse is your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now in-store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
It's 1:44 here on EST Afternoons, Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Keep hitting up the nasty chat. It's pretty busy this afternoon. Text us 780-218-9999. Coming up in hour 2, Guy Flaming from the Pipeline Show. It's always fun talking to good old Guy.
Yeah.
So we'll talk some junior hockey with him as well. And we'll have some fun too with Guy. Highlights, lowlights coming up in a bit.
Okay.
As you know, Gager.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we get to that, I'm going to ask you a series of I want to get to this. So the 49ers yesterday, awful.
Well, yeah, I wanted to get to this about leaving.
Debo is done. He was awful. He complained all week on social media about getting the ball. The one time I throw him a ball for a touchdown, would have been a touchdown. He drops it. I'm done with Debo Samuel. Move on from him. But the big story, so Drake Greenlaw's one of their star linebackers. He pulled his Achilles. He tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl last year, running onto the field. His first game back, so he gets the start. Linebacker Devondre Campbell, the usual starter, had to sit out. Whatever, it is what it is. So Drake Greenlaw then in the third quarter can't go anymore. They sit him out, and they go to Devondre Campbell and say, "Okay, can you go in?" And he told the head coach he did not want to play anymore and walked off the field. He got torched by his teammates post-game.
Kittle, I watched Kittle's interview. And
Chavarius Ward was like, that's a sucker's move. And he goes, he'll probably be cut soon. George Kittle was more professional about it.
He was, yeah.
But I have never, in all my years of watching this, outside of Antonio Brown, but he was going a little, you know what, when he walked off the field. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that as a professional athlete? A guy quit on his team?
Not like that. Yeah, I've had players on my team not listen to the coach when they were, maybe they got benched and then they didn't go out when they were asked. I've seen it before, but not the spectacle of walking. And when it did happen, that guy was gone. Right? There is no time for them. Just to have that much poopy pants on a team sport is just unacceptable. Your team is, well, who knows if they're going to win that game or not, but there's playoff implications.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, you were talking about it at the beginning of the year. You were worried about this San Francisco 49ers team. I mean, talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, like, what do we say about the Flames? The Oilers kind of ruined them a few years ago, right? They're just a shell of their former selves. It's
bad culture.
The culture needs to change immediately, like now, because basically season's over for them. They can't make the playoffs.
No,
right?
they're 6-8.
Yeah, it's done. So if I'm the GM of the 49ers, I'm calling a team meeting and asking everyone flat out, look, I'm ready. Do you want to be here or not? Tell me now, because we're not putting up with this stuff. I'm gassing Campbell. He's done or whatever.
Well, Shanahan said today that he will not play another game. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. And a veteran guy, and to be pouty like that, it's pro sports, bro. It's pro sports and stuff like that happens. James Barrow says Pierre-Luc Dubois in Columbus. Matt at the Gager says, didn't Marcus Mariota quit on his team too? So, and I'm going to tell a story because it's public. When I was with the Elks, Kyle Oxley, he went in for Taylor Cornelius, fumbled on the first play. Then they went to Jared Dagey. Kyle Oxley was a third down short yardage quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. He got mad because he got one play as a starting quarterback in the game. They were getting killed, and they put in the third stringer. They needed, it was 3rd and 1, and he refused to go in. He stood off to the side, and he refused to go in for the rest of the game. He was cut the next day.
Yeah.
So I saw it in person.
Yeah.
And Kai was like always good to me, good dude, but I was just blown away that pro athletes would, because we all understood why he was pissed off. I'm like, I would be pissed too.
Yeah.
But you have a role too on the team. And you can be he could have been mad at Chris Jones and Jarius Jackson and Stephen McAdoo at the time, but your teammates needed you. Those are your boys.
I know. Like that's when you really know the character of individuals where they're, and I mean, if you want to play individual sports, go play tennis or golf, right? Where just then quit on yourself. But when you quit on 52 other guys, like, come on, that is completely unacceptable. Where in the world do we see that type of, when people quit on one another? I mean, I don't think Dusty quit on us. He was just out for a month. He was sick, but and he came back. I mean, it's you don't do that. You just don't do that type of stuff. And I understand. Part of me understands it a little bit, man, because in professional sport, there is a little bit of arrogance at times, but when you put yourself above the team, when you start playing for the name on the back and not the crest on the front, it's over for you, because now you're going to be labeled with this forever. Any sort of gains you've made as a good teammate, you're starting from below zero and have to build yourself back up at this point. And you've made it very difficult for another team to take a chance on you.
And that's what I was going to get to next. What team in their right mind would be like, hey, let's bring this guy in?
Unless you're you are a complete game-changing player that you might take a chance on. But if you're replaceable like that, you're done. You've just ruined your NFL career.
Matt at the Garrison says Patrick Roy quit too. That was different. He got pulled, and then he went and told the coach he wasn't going to play another game. So
that was the coach kind of. Patrick Roy was a spicy tamale there, but
I think that one's a little different.
He left him in.
Yeah,
he could have pulled him, and he left him in, and then embarrassed him late in the third, pulling him. Right, so just leave him in at that point. There's a fine line from a coach, right? Unless the guy unless he's like Vasilevsky that won't come out in situations like that. And you got to respect that too. And I'm sure John Cooper at times was like, get out of there. We got a game tomorrow night and you're just getting shelled. I want you ready for tomorrow. But he goes, nope, I was bad. I'm taking the whole thing, which I commend.
How do you look at anyone in the dressing room after you do something like that?
Well, just everyone would look at you like you're not part of the team anymore.
You're like a B word.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, let's move, get out of here, man.
Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't drop your stuff off, grab your things. Don't even shower. Just head on home.
And maybe that's why he left the field early, is because Shanahan's like, okay, get in there, get out of here. We don't want to see your face. Because, I mean, that's how I would react as the head coach. You don't want to be here? Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Pack up your locker right now.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see you post game.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Unbelievable, though. And Jose Sanchez, who was our Niners guest yesterday, said it. And he goes, something's been off since they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like everything has gone wrong for the 49ers this year. So, and Brock Purdy was awful last night. I mean, giving him a big deal right now, you almost have to pull that back a bit.
Well, they're not.
They're not.
Yeah.
Because it's just an off season. What's up, Zach?
Oh, I just wanted to say, just want you guys to know I'd never quit on you guys. You guys
better not.
Oh, I love Zach Kubusch. He's a good dude.
He's got no quit.
He's got no
it's
quit.
all gas, no brakes, this guy.
Took my line. I was just going to say that.
He's got to work early tomorrow, so he's going to be a good boy tonight.
Oh, yeah?
So I guess I am quitting.
You are a quitter. All right, let's get to highlights, lowlights. We're going to highlight two beauties from yesterday. Let's start with the Draisaitl goal. Draisaitl here and Kapanen, Gager. It's more just two guys reading the play super well, reading off each other super well, and I just love this goal from start to finish. So if we can roll the first goal from, the only goal Draisaitl scored, because the first one we thought it was his, but it went to Hyman. And highlights, lowlights. And,
that was a great goal by Hyman.
It was.
Did he have that one clipped?
Draisaitl?
Yeah.
I should, yeah.
Oh, Brown's. Oh, yeah.
I have Connor Brown and Draisaitl. Just let me know when it's ready, buddy.
I have this one here. Is that the one?
No, that's Connor Brown. I'll just leave it here.
Yeah.
This is a shorthanded goal. It's just a beauty, Gager. The janitor with the puck. No, sorry, Emberson with the puck. Just a
But Janmark, great play to get it up out of the zone.
Yes. Boom, and right there. Between the legs, too.
Yeah. But Emberson, what I love about Emberson here, they're shorthanded, right?
Yeah.
What's he doing? He recognizes the play. This is a young guy getting some confidence. Sweet little pass through the triangle. Janmark with the little tip. And
did Janmark lift the defenseman's stick? Let's watch it again. I feel like he did, man.
It looks like he did. I mean, this looks like Mario letting it go to was it Aginla from Korea, right? If he does do this is kind of. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of a flip. That's some awareness right now. I don't know what you in NHL 2024. That awareness. Probably 92, 93 at that
They were
point?
on 25 now.
Oh, 25, sorry.
Yeah, be like 94.
Beautiful. Yeah. I did mean Kapanen's goal. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I didn't mean
you're good. Yeah, I was because he did all the work on that play, right? So here it is.
Just there, boom, Kapanen to Draisaitl. But you can't really see it. I don't know why he cuts off, but Kapanen doesn't keep coming around. He stops and goes the other way here while Draisaitl goes full McDavid. Around the whole offensive zone, boom, finds Kapanen. But Kapanen, the movie does at the blue line to realize he's going to go around and come backdoor. That's fantastic.
And I mean, if you look at this from the way we were critiquing the Edmonton Oilers defensive coverage, look at the heads of all the Minnesota Wild, everyone. Just puck watching, and sometimes that's what happens when you're star players. Yeah. But as soon as Draisaitl gets the puck here, everyone's going, "Oh my gosh, Draisaitl's got it! Draisaitl's got it!" You can see them trying to communicate, but then everyone's just puck watching. Someone slips back door. That goal should never happen. But great. I mean, how great is it to see Leon Draisaitl just pumping the legs? Beating a guy physically one-on-one, and just a unreal pass. To have the recognition to know that this guy, just to see him there, sweet pass, tape to tape, boom. Love it.
Yeah,
Love
great goals. I mean, we could have broke down all 7 goals, but those 2 stood out to me. Just great plays. The Draisaitl one was just the weird one. Yeah.
The old off speed. Those are terrible, man. When a guy comes in and shoots and it flutters, it's just like a changeup in baseball. You're so far ahead of the play, and it looked like he actually lost it there for a second. But hey, they don't ask how.
I'm trying to see if we have anything on Evan Bouchard just of yet. I think Rashog has something. Do you have something?
Well, Rashog on Twitter posted a audio clip or something, but he says 50-50 for Bouchard to play. And he also did say, that was just 3 seconds ago, but before that he said game time. But it looks like 50-50.
Game time decision.
So it's up in the air.
The Oilers do need an extra body, though, because if you can't go tomorrow on this early game, they need to activate the new guy or call someone up. Because if you can't go, what are you going to roll with 5?
11-7, man.
You can't.
Why not?
Because you don't have enough defense.
Oh, right. Jesus, what am I saying?
13-5.
13-5, yeah. What am I doing?
The Oilers will go 13-5. So we'll give credit to who's reporting this because that's the way you do it in this business. TSN's Ryan Rashog is saying that it is a game time decision for Evan Bouchard tomorrow. There's your update. We just had highlights, lowlights. Big shout out to Reid Wilkins for joining us. Finished second in his first Nielsen show draft. Good on him. Some picks, he said, no, he didn't say he regretted any picks. He just said he went with the heart on some and some that kind of made people think. And I like that strategy.
Look, the power of Dusty is so strong. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, I have only won one draft, I believe. It was the Bald draft back at 1260. It was an unprecedented first round pick. I picked myself, and one Yukon Jack was part of that draft as well, was leading into the next day. But a lot like Matt Cassian with the F1 pool, there was a lot of crowing and saying, oh, he's going to, like, he was way ahead. Dusty just asked the Nasties just to maybe give Gager a little bit more support with some votes.
And it worked.
And it worked. I came back and destroyed him. And Uke has been crying about that ever since.
Just more on Evan Bouchard. Noah Block says nothing major regarding his injury. So good news. He's 50-50 for tomorrow and will be listed as a game time decision. There you have it, folks. You heard it here on EST Afternoon. Shout out to Ryan Rashog for reporting that first on the good old X machine. All right, we're at 51 thumbs up. We got another hour to go. We should hit another 51. Let's go. Let's do it for the EST Christmas party. Let's do it for YouTube Trev, who's the leading candidate to have the Lampshade Award at the second annual EST Christmas party. In hour 2, we'll continue the hockey talk and we'll be joined by the Pipeline Show's host, Guy Flaming, here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubusch. We're back after the break.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch says that Evan Bouchard's injury is, quote, nothing serious, with Bouchard being a game-time decision for tomorrow's game against the Golden Knights. And former Oiler Travis Dermott has been claimed off waivers by the Minnesota Wild, with Minnesota also placing Jake Middleton on the LTIR. It's the Hurricanes and Senators going at it for the lone game in the NHL. In the NFL, Kyle Shanahan states that Devondre Campbell is no longer part of the team after he refused to play last night. Elsewhere, Jake Haener gets the call to start in New Orleans. George Pickens of the Steelers is out Sunday with a hamstring injury, while Romeo Doubs clears concussion protocol for the Packers. 8 games in the NBA tonight has the Hornets and Bulls meeting before the Nets hit the court with the Grizzlies. EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Coming to you live from the William Huff Studios here in the west end of the city. Keep the nasty chat comments coming on the YouTube channel. If you're watching us, text us 780-218-9999. You want to listen to us, of course, iHeart, TuneIn, and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Man, I can't say that today. Just hit the listen live button. Fun first hour. It was fun. I had a good time there, man. How about you?
Good.
I see you and Jasmine having a little back and forth.
Jeez, Jasmine, just relax. See, this is how good Kulak is. Today at practice, Ekholm, Emberson, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak by himself, probably going to play with 4 forwards. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. He doesn't need a partner. He can play by himself. If you missed it, Travis Dermott claimed off waivers by the Minnesota Wild. Evan Bouchard, according to head coach Chris Knobloch, says 50-50 game time decision, and the injury is not serious, so the Oilers get a break there. If we don't get a call up here, I'd say by this afternoon at some point, I think Bouchard's good to go. There's no way they're risking it and waiting till tomorrow.
Well, it's an early game, too. You would hear something, so...
So we'll wait and see on that. If it comes down in the next hour or so, that'd be great. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It just puts a lot more eyes in, of course, on the station. But more importantly, our guy Dustin Nielsen, we'd pickled herring if we hit 11K by Christmas. So, and hit the thumbs up. We're at 62. Let's get to 100. Come on. You're in the festive spirit. The Oilers are rolling. Evan Bouchard, serious. It's not serious in terms of his injury. So it's good news all around, Gager. The Niners cut Campbell.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Kulak's playing by himself at practice.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's unreal. So a lot of reasons to be happy and optimistic, and there's a good vibe here at EST headquarters today. Everybody's excited. Reid's super excited. They're shooting their video right now. That was the chaos coming back from break.
I can't wait to see the finished product here. It sounded pretty good.
I still love the Trey Ford one. That's the best one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Even yesterday's was really good, actually. They're two creative dudes.
Reid's a force, man.
Oh, he's a force. You have Dusty and Reid, man. It's like having McDavid Draisaitl.
He's like a young Spud Webb.
A young Spud Webb. A young Muggsy Bogues. Gager, I'm going to throw some questions at you regarding the NHL, and I want our listeners and you to give me some answers. If Russia was in the Four Nations. I saw some mock teams. They look pretty damn good. But if they were, who would be the starting goalie for Russia? Shesterkin or Vasilevsky?
It's easy, Vasilevsky.
Because he's won a cup?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought
then if he stumbles, which I don't think would happen, they go to Shesterkin. Just like the same kind of progression that you saw with Canadian goaltenders. I think it was Dusty and I talking about that, right? Like there was Waugh, and then kind of Waugh, and then Cujo kind of was the other guy.
I love that sound.
Jeez. And then Cujo kind of stumbled. Brodeur came in. When Brodeur stumbled, Luongo came in, and then they just de facto went to Carey Price, I believe.
So you think it's that simple? It'd be Vasilevsky.
After seeing him, man, they're both really good goaltenders, but one's proven. Like, what was that stat he had in the playoffs? Like, if he allowed 3 goals or lost the game, they won the next game every single time, or it was. I forget. I got to look up that stat. It's just crazy.
Okay, I thought that would be a better question, but it's not. So that's Zach Vasilevsky for you too.
No, it'd be an easy pick. It'd be who's really playing hotter, and Vasilevsky's been really good. Like, it's kind of a bounce back season because. What was he injured earlier this season or earlier last year or something like that? He had some injured hip or whatever it was, but he's back into form. And having goaltenders like that in Russia, like they are the best goaltenders in the National Hockey League. You could really throw anyone in there, but Vasi just because of the experience, and he's cool, calm, collected every single game.
Vasi, I like that.
Jeez.
Okay, I left Buffalo out of this because it'd be the obvious answer. Okay. Which rebuild is going worse? Red Wings, Sens, Ducks, Habs, or Hawks?
Predators. No. I would have to say the Sens. Partly because I've picked them to make the playoffs or battle for it.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about the 49ers, now with the chaos. I don't know what's wrong with that team. They should be a lot better than what they are. And I know they've had the goaltending's a huge part of it, but still, like, it seems like, okay, they've taken a step. Oh, this guy is coming in. He should solidify that. They should be. There's really good NHL goaltenders there that should be able to, plug the dam a little bit. But yeah, they just can't seem to figure it out. I wonder if that is kind of the same, because they're all young, right? And I thought that maybe getting Claude Giroux, they had some older guys, give it a little bit more experience, that he could kind of, be that voice of reason in the room, or just have a little bit more accountability sometimes that you need with young players. But yeah, they are a huge disappointment to me, because I like the guys on their team. I think they're exciting to watch at times.
I think the Red Wings could be up there too. I think the Hawks I think they're just on track. It's their second, third year. It is. They just got their shiny new toy last year. They're having a bit of an off season. They already made a coaching change. I don't think the Habs are as good as many thought they would be. So the Ducks for me are the ones that, like, outside of Buffalo, like, man, that team has not improved one bit in many, many years.
I don't think it's even. Are they even rebuilding? Or they're just playing hockey.
Have they actually used the word rebuild?
No, they're just. Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything. Like,
but you're right on the sense, because everybody this year was like with Allmark, and then you added a few other people. They should be there for the wild card spot, and they're a disappointment. Man.
This is the first year I said nope, they're not going to do anything, because the previous 3 I said they're gonna take a step here. I think they're going to be a sneaky team in the East. No.
Zach, do you have a team that you think his rebuild is going really, really bad right now?
I like to look at the Ducks, because you look at one of their star players and Trevor Zegras, and he's been all right this year, but like there's just some aura about that Ducks team that I don't feel like is on the right track. Like the Senators, they always make these moves. They had Chicken for a little bit. They make the trade. They get Allmark. They have these pieces that are starting to really form together, and they're still not on the right track, picking up wins themselves. Same with the Red Wings, but the Ducks, whenever I look at them, it's just like they don't seem mighty at all.
No, and it's like I think in the offseason, Gager, they're the only team that didn't sign anyone during free agency. I mean, they got Trouba now, but I mean, a team that doesn't score a lot. They don't play a fun brand of hockey. I know they got the little ball of hate there, Pat Verbeek, who was highly regarded as a GM, right?
Yeah.
And like Trevor Zegras has dropped, Troy Terry has dropped, McTavish hasn't done anything this year. Leo Carlson's, I thought he was going to be a lot better. He still can be, but he might be in that sophomore slump mode. But man, the Ducks just can't seem to figure it out.
No, they look and play as bad as those jerseys.
Fair enough. So Couple questions so far. We want to hear from you. Who would be the starting goalie for Russia, Shesterkin or Vasilevsky? And which rebuild is going worse? We left Buffalo out of there because they would win this one hands down. They're currently on a 9-game losing streak. So
is it 13 seasons without?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's almost bad as the Decade of Darkness.
Yeah.
Red Wings, Sens, Ducks, Habs, or the Blackhawks. On the flip side, how are the Washington Capitals so damn good this season? They lead the Eastern Conference, and they've been without Ovechkin.
Yeah, and he had this, the rumor has he's not coming back till after Christmas too, which is too bad. Kind of a month out. He still might get close, man. He was looking to break that by Christmas before he got injured, but he's already skating, which is good. But yeah, Alex, make sure that that wheel is fully functional before you come back.
So their top 6: Alexei Protas, Dylan Strome, Tom Wilson, Taylor Radish, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Connor McMichael, Gager. And you're telling me this team is in first place in the Eastern Conference?
It's yeah, I don't. They're getting really good goaltending.
They
right?
are.
I mean, they were talking about Logan Thompson. That he might be picked for Canada, right? I mean, out of all the three goalies, he has the best numbers. Like,
yeah.
So who knows if someone gets hurt? I'm sure he's the next guy up. But they're getting great contributions from him. John Carlson is still a really good defender. Chychrun, I saw some nice highlights from him the other day too. Yeah, it's funny because you look at this team on paper and you're like, where are they going to get this type of thing? Where's it going to come from? And then you look at the Predators and go, oh, my God, look at this team. They're going to be unbelievable. It's all about chemistry. It comes to a point, too. And, you know, Pierre-Luc Dubois, kind of on his not last legs, but, you know, he's been moved around team to team to team, kind of revitalized himself a little bit here. It's maybe a little bit of a chip on their shoulders too, right?
And good coaching.
Great coaching. Yeah.
The young guy there is doing a hell of a job with this team. I don't think they're falling off.
Well, how can you say that? Yeah, no, of course not. Sometimes when this happens with teams too, I wonder if it's people look at the lineup and go, yeah, we got to make sure we take care of Ovechkin and things, and maybe just take them a little too lightly at times. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're slowing down. Let's reserve judgment till the middle of January here and see where they're at. If they're still kicking around at that point, I would say they're for real. I'm still a little hesitant.
And then Overwatch will pick up again in the new year, which is going to be great to watch because he was on fire before he got hurt. It's so unfortunate, man. Like it truly is. I do want to see him break the record. Jason Leduc says Janmark is so silky. The janitor. Bronco Nick says Jasmine has a chronic case of FOMO.
Have you looked at their stats though? Like
who are we talking about?
The Caps.
Yeah.
Like they're first in goals for.
That's crazy.
Still without Ovechkin. 7th in goals against, 17th in power play at 20.9, and 4th in their PK at 83.5%.
I don't want to brag, but I picked up Protas on the waiver wire, and he's been excellent for me. I think he scored 2 yesterday in the OT winner.
They play Buffalo on Saturday. I might have to sprinkle a little bit on them Caps.
Is that going to be 9 or 10 straight losses for Buffalo? Holy smokes. What a mess that team is. Absolute mess. I feel bad for the fans because we went through that here with the Oilers.
Not that bad, though. There was glimmers of hope.
No, but the Oilers didn't make the playoffs from 2006. They didn't make the playoffs until 2017.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the players, like they had Eichel, and that was it, right?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
They just never had.
But the Oilers got Taylor Hall first rounder, Nuge first rounder, Yakupov first rounder. There's hope.
They got to trade one of those D-men.
Do you remember when the Oilers signed Justin Schultz? The buzz in this city. Do you remember that? Yeah. I remember I went out and celebrated just for that. Yeah. I was young. I wasn't in the business.
They were down. There was him and Eberle and
Pajarvi.
Well, no, Eberle, Schultz, and Taylor Hall, and I believe Tom Gazzola too. We're all down in Oklahoma having a great time, and they were just scoring at will.
Yeah.
Tom as well, from what I heard.
Zing, zing. Oh, boy. 65 thumbs up. Since I made the announcement 20 minutes ago, we got 1 thumbs up. We got 122 watching. It doesn't add up.
I think that was from me.
Let's do it for the good vibes, people. Come on. Let's hit 100 on this Friday.
Yeah, we hit. If we hit 200, we'll tell you where the Christmas party's at.
If we hit 130, we'll videotape some of it and put it on socials. How about that? No, Maddie would kill me. So it's going to be a fun night, Friday night, as we get closer to the holidays. We got the World Juniors coming up, Gager. We'll get a break from the NHL for a bit there during Christmas. And it's going to be a fun time. And heading into the new year, the days are going to get a little bit longer. We're going to head into spring. Man, I'm really looking forward.
You are projecting here.
Yeah, 4 Nations.
Yeah, I did this morning driving my daughter to work. School. I came out and it was so dark out. I was like, geez, and I had that. You know what? It's we're getting close to the shortest day of the year here, and after that, starts getting lighter again. I know it's still dark for a while, but at least there's hope.
Magnus Pajari was the P in hope. Yeah, it was. Norm in the Combine, changing 71. Nice. Thanks, Norm. Raider Jesse, I'll provide 3 thumbs up. All right, Raider Jesse, let's go. Let's go. Let's get to over 100. Man, people really want to know where the Christmas party is. All right, guys. Coming up next, our good pal from the Pipeline Show, Guy Flaming. Of course, he's also the color analyst on the Edmonton Oil Kings broadcast as well. He joins us next here as we roll on this wonderful Friday afternoon, the afternoon just ahead of our EST second annual Christmas party. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, EST afternoons. But first up, a sports update with Kubusch Nation.
Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch lists Evan Bouchard as a game-time decision in tomorrow's matchup against the Golden Knights. And elsewhere, the Minnesota Wild have claimed Travis Dermott off waivers in response to Jake Middleton heading to the LTIR. And for Toronto, the Leafs have recalled goaltender Dennis Hildeby from the AHL, having Anthony Stolarz as day-to-day. Just 1 game on the schedule has the Hurricanes battling the Senators. Oilers back in action tomorrow. In football, Romeo Dobbs of the Packers cleared concussion protocol and is active, while the Saints have announced that they will start Jake Haener this Sunday. And after refusing to play yesterday, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan says that Devondre Campbell will no longer be a part of the team. While in Pittsburgh, George Pickens sits out on Sunday due to a hamstring injury. The NBA sees an 8-game slate, having the Timberwolves go against the Lakers. On the other side of the break, Guy Flaming joins EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Hockey lives at the Canadian Brew House. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. Plus, you can win game tickets and a surf and turf dinner for 2 at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
In life, it takes a village. From childhood to your golden years, we all need support. At Capital Care Foundation, we've built that village for our 2,100 seniors. Join us in creating a nurturing environment that feels like home and fosters community connections. Your donation makes a difference. Visit capitalcarefoundation.net today and become a vital part of our village. Because together, we can make every stage of life a shared journey. Be a part of the journey. Support Capital Care Foundation.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com.
It's 2:22. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Keep subscribing, keep hammering that thumbs up. Text us 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the nasty chat. The Combine crew is in the house supporting the thumbs up. Thank you, Combine crew. You guys are awesome. Thanks to Van Owen as well. Rob from the Grove, Jason and Leduc, Raider Jesse have all come in here and helped us with the thumbs up. But we're going to talk some junior hockey right now with our good buddy and pal from the Pipeline Show and color analyst on Edmonton Oil Kings broadcast, Guy Flaming. Guy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I hope you guys can hear me. Did I remember to turn my mic on?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
yes,
that's two in a row.
You didn't
two in a row.
You didn't pull a cast, so that's good.
That's
right. Good. How you been, man? How's the Christmas shopping coming along? You're all ready to go for Christmas here?
I will let you know how the Christmas shopping goes as soon as I start. I am awful. Honestly, I am the worst. Every year I seem to end up in West Edmonton Mall like December 23rd, and every year I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And every year it doesn't change. So, it's awful.
Let's talk some Edmonton Oil Kings. They've been off since last weekend. They're on a little 2-game win streak. This week, though, they'll be home to Swift Current on Saturday, Kamloops on Sunday. What can you tell us about the Edmonton Oil Kings so far as they get close to hitting this Christmas break here? They're over 500, Guy. Where do you see this team? Are you pleasantly surprised? Are they exactly where you thought they would be?
This is the type of team that I expected them to be. I expect them to be a playoff team. They're right. If the playoffs started tomorrow, they would be there. I guess you got to make sure that people know Prince Albert's got 2 games in hand, but Edmonton's sitting 8th right now in the standings.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can be better than that. They've played better than that. There's a lot of parity in the league this year. Like they have 30 points. The Medicine Hat Tigers, who are in second place in the conference, have 35 points. And so there's like 6 teams in between them, all separated by like 3 or 4 points. It's the parity in the league this year is exceptional. I personally love it because I think it goes right down to the wire then. I think it's great for fans. Everybody's engaged. Everyone's playing meaningful games like well into late February and into March. I love it. I love parity.
The Medicine Hat Tigers recently made a trade with the local product, Matt Peranich. I kind of feel for the kid because it seemed like the Medicine Hat Tigers are one of the top teams in the whole CHL. Now he goes to a different team. What can you tell us about Matt? What type of player he is? I know he's quite young and just coming back are a few picks.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that as well because when I've seen him play, he's been a good player. He's always I think he's a pretty good skater. He's always involved in the play. Maybe it's because he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I was surprised to see that, to be quite honest. Maybe it's a case of Medicine Hat has plans. They need some picks so they can make those plans happen. So they trade a guy like Peranich, who they know they're going to be able to get some decent picks for. I honestly, I haven't seen what the trade actually is until you brought it up. So I don't know what the picks they got for Matt Peranich are, but maybe they can peddle those picks or some other ones, and then they've got those picks to sort of keep the cupboards semi-full. So sometimes trades are made to set up further trades.
Just by knowing a player that's on the team for when he first broke into the league, like the Medicine Hat Tigers were kind of a bottom feeder. Would this be, I believe it's a 3rd and a 4th round pick. I'm guessing or speculating here, but this is probably more so to really load up and go for it this year? Do you think that's kind of the case, that they could package something and get a big name in return?
I do. And the reason I say that is because they didn't get the Memorial Cup a bid that they had applied for next season.
Okay.
And because of that, a lot of the initial reaction was, you just lost Gavin McKenna. So now maybe there's a feeling, maybe internally, I don't know this, but there's been reports that he is considering jumping to the NCAA for his draft season next year, whether that's Michigan or Boston University or Boston College, wherever. Medicine Hat is good enough to go for it this year. I'm darn sure that they planned on having him next year for that Memorial Cup hosting season if they won the bid. But if they're not, maybe there's extra impetus on winning this year. So maybe they're going to load up this year and sort of empty the cupboards a little bit. So do they go out and try to get a guy like Andrew Crystal from the Kelowna Rockets, they are hosting the Memorial Cup next year, but the chances of him being back next year as a signed 20-year-old, pretty slim. So I would expect he's probably the big fish out there. Lots of talk about the Saskatoon Blades. Will they or won't they trade off? Most people I speak with say that they will. So that's guys like Tanner Mollendijk on the back end, who's an exceptional junior hockey defenseman. So there are big pieces out there available potentially. And I could see Medicine Hat taking a run at it this year, because next year, maybe they don't have Gavin McKenna. So they might be more all in this year than they would have been.
Back to the Oil Kings. What have you made of Joe Ginla, a young player on this team? Of course, the name, people are always going to be intrigued by this player. 5 points in 21 games, a -3. But how's the progression of this player? How are you seeing it?
He's getting better. And I know it was probably tough for him early on. I think he got 2 points in the second game of the year. And that was sort of what people expected. He's going to be a star in this league. And I'm sure he still will be. His little bit that he played last season, he was really effective. He had some opportunities, and I think he had a point per game last year in like 5 or 6 appearances. But this year it was a little bit more slow coming for him. That said, this team is way better. So a 16-year-old coming onto the team isn't suddenly going to get top power play opportunities or top 6 opportunities all that often. So he's starting to feel it now, and I think he's starting. The production is starting to come. I always thought that the second half would be much better for him once he gets his feet wet, gets acclimated to the Western Hockey League level. I really think he's going to turn it on in the second half of the year, and it was the same like with Dylan Gunther when he broke into the league. By the second half of the season, that's when he got into the top 6, and Jake Neighbors was similar, and Trey Fix-Wolanski, although he was 17 when he joined the Oil Kings. But it always takes guys a little bit of time to adjust.
Guy, I want to get your feelings on this kind of issue, because I believe it was Brandon Naurato, who was the head coach of the Michigan program, and he was speaking about the new rules, the NCAA, and who is he competing against. I believe it was mind-boggling to me that he said he's competing more against the American Hockey League. But like we just talked about, what's stopping big universities like this from cherry picking some of the CHL's elite talent and bringing them into college? What do you think the CHL can do to kind of stop this? Because these guys, as we saw from just a few years ago, his kind of farewell tour of Connor Bedard, he was selling out packed stadiums. What can they do to kind of keep these players?
I don't think they can do anything like to legislate it. They can't have bylaws or anything that prevents guys. I honestly, I don't think there is anything they can do. I think they're going to hope that, let's use Gavin McKenna as an example, that they hope he's got some loyalty to the league, that not just the league, but to the team, see what sort of relationship he has with Willie Desjardins moving forward. That has something to do with it. Then you take a guy who's draft eligible this year, like Porter Martone, also being talked about as a guy with Michigan potentially for next year. Well, he's going to be a top 10, maybe top 5 draft pick, maybe top 3. Does the NHL team sign him right away? That's what happens most of the time. You look at last year's draft, and probably half the first rounders are already signed. Those guys can't go to college because they have pro contracts. So that would eliminate some of those high-end guys right away. Now the question is, well, maybe the NHL looks at what Brandon Naurato said and says, maybe we won't sign that guy right away. Maybe we'll invite him to camp. If he makes the team, then we'll sign him. If not, you know what? Go play college. You're too young to play in the American Hockey League, but there's this other avenue you can go play against bigger, stronger guys, and that would be the college route. Or that guy goes back to Brampton and plays for the Steelheads. So there's options for the players and maybe options for the NHL team. Most people I speak with say the NHL club will just still sign that guy. They like to have control of the guy's contract. There's always the risk that, again, using Martone as an example, he does go to college and then he doesn't sign and he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So I think the NHL team, if they have their druthers, they'll still sign their high-end first-round picks.
Guy Fleming from the Pipeline Show joining us here on EST Afternoons. Guy, let's switch gears to World Juniors upcoming. Canada as their selection camp. One player that here in Edmonton everybody wants to see make the team. I don't know what his chances are, so that's why we're having you on. Bo Akey of the Barrie Colts having a pretty good season down there. What do you make of this player, and do you think he has a real shot here at cracking this squad?
I don't. If I was picking the team, I don't think he would be on it. But I think because they've expanded the rosters this year to 25 players, so I think teams will take like 8 defensemen. You don't have to dress them all, but they can interchange. It would be in the past, you would take 6 or 7 guys, and if there's an injury, you're kind of hooped. Now you've got a little bit of backup, and a guy can play game 1, get scratched, and somebody else can come in. You can kind of move guys in and out of the active roster. So how many defensemen does Canada have at camp? 10, 11? So there's a better opportunity for a guy like that. But I don't know that he would be in there, on Christmas Eve when they're playing the Americans. I don't know that Bo Akey would be in the lineup.
Guy, obviously with the 4 nations, one of the biggest question marks, I think, was Canadian goaltending. This sometimes is often cyclical with new talent coming up. What can you tell us about the Canadian goaltenders at the World Juniors this year? Is there a guy to take that mantle in this group, do you think, that can become the next great Canadian goaltender?
I think the guy who's at camp right now that you would look to maybe as the best chance for that would be Carson Bjarnason of the Brandon Wheat Kings, because he's got size. He's having a really good season. He was drafted pretty high. 2nd-round pick, I think, by the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah.
It's taken him a little bit, though. Like, his draft season wasn't great. Last year wasn't great, but he's been pretty decent this year. One of the better goalies in the league. So, as you know, some goalies, every player, it's not the same trajectory when it comes to development. And
I haven't peaked
goalies... yet, That's good. That was funny. Mash the thumbs up for that joke if you're watching on the YouTube.
Yes.
But I think a guy like Joshua Ravensbergen, who is probably going to be the number 1 goaltender taken in the draft this year, he was at the summer camp. I'm a little surprised he didn't get invited to the main camp, but he's a really, really good goaltender, 6'3", and he plays up in Prince George. He probably will be a first-round pick this year. I think a guy like that is probably pegged as a potential big-time goaltender for Canada down the road. Again, we're talking about 17, 18-year-olds right now. Tough to say who's going to be the leader, in 10 years. I mean, that was supposed to be Carter Hart, right?
Right.
Guy, my friend, always fun chatting with you. Have a great holidays with the family. I'm sure we'll have you on in the new year. All the best, my friend, and let us know what's coming up on the Pipeline Show.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm putting the show together as we speak. I do have a guy, a media guy that covers college hockey, Mike McMahon from College Hockey News. We're going to talk to him and pick his brain about a lot of stories around college hockey, including the whole NCAA stuff and how it might trickle down to some other leagues. The OHL is talking about expanding into the States. So is the Q, expanding more into the States, rather. And then I do have a 2025 draft eligible player, plays for the Kamloops Blazers. They're in town this weekend to take on the Edmonton Oil Kings. His name is Nathan Boehm, really good player, probably an early 2nd-round pick, but he's putting up lots of points for them. And Patrick McNeil is the voice of the Cape Breton Eagles out in the Q. So we'll get an update from out east as well. So lots to talk about. And if any of the nasties in the chat room right now have some questions, I'll stick around and address those for you if you want to.
Perfect.
That's great, Guy. Awesome stuff. And where can they find your Pipeline podcast?
On ESTs on noon, usually on Saturdays, and 8 p.m. on Monday nights, right after Hello Hockey. And I think on Mondays, it's right after MCTV, if I remember correctly.
I was listening this week, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
That can fluctuate because of pre- and post-game shows, so you have to check out the schedule there on Edmonton Sports Talk. But other than that, anywhere you get your podcast from, just search up The Pipeline Show, and it'll be there.
Great stuff, Guy. All the best during the holidays, and we'll talk in the new year, my friend.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Guy Flaming from the Pipeline Show and color analyst on the Edmonton Oil Kings broadcast. They have 2 games this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So it's a doubleheader at Rogers tomorrow, Guy. I mean,
Joaquin.
Walk. I'm a
like
mess.
Trev.
I'm a mess.
Pre-gaming here.
Trev did send you a message on the Nasty Chat. He says, I can't wait to go swimming with you guys later. Gager, remember your trunks this time.
Jesus.
Oh, man. I love YouTube, Trev. He's hilarious. I can't wait to see him later. If he even makes it out.
He's not making it.
He's great with his show. I was listening a bit on Monday. Yep. He's just so in tune with everything. He knows every player, man. Like, he was just telling us about some goalies. And
I'm listening for sure because this whole NCAA fascinates me. Because it doesn't affect too much the superstars. It does to a point, but then like the middle of the pack guys, it really this is huge decisions to make, right? Because later on in life, you have a degree from a big school in the U.S. That piece of paper goes a long way. U of A as well. Playing there, I talk to people, if you can get on and play at a U sports school is also great. But man, it's very interesting to hear some of these big schools what they're going to be able to do and what they can offer young players at a very impressionable age.
Yeah, and Timber Woodsman, I'm so sorry. I just saw your message now. Maybe next time we'll have Guy. We'll ask him that question. He was asking about a certain player named Maddox Schultz. So I apologize for that. I didn't see it in time. We are at 106 thumbs up, Gager. We did it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Why stop now?
Why stop? Can't stop, won't stop.
We'll close out the week next here on EST Afternoons to get you set for 3 hours of the great Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne. And then they'll head straight to the party.
Rob in the Grove says, don't pee in the pool. The water turns blue. I would probably change your diet.
We're back to close out the show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. But first up, here's our guy, Zach, with a sports update.
After hitting the waiver wire yesterday from the Oilers, Travis Dermott has been claimed by the Wild, with Jake Middleton heading to the LTIR. And for the Leafs, Anthony Stolarz gets listed as day-to-day, having the team call up Dennis Hildeby on an emergency basis. And the lone NHL game sees the Senators meeting the Hurricanes, having the Oilers back in action tomorrow at 2 against the Golden Knights. Football has the Steelers ruling out George Pickens this week with a hamstring injury, while Jake Haener starts for New Orleans on Sunday. Elsewhere, Romeo Doubs has cleared concussion protocol for the Packers and has been activated. Basketball has an 8-game slate with the Lakers going at it against the Timberwolves, the Suns, and Jazz throwing it down before the Spurs and Trailblazers match up. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Step into a whole new golfing experience with indoor courses that automatically tee up the ball for you. Play with over 240 courses worldwide, all enhanced with a hydraulic swing plate that replicates real-life ball lies, moving in 24 different directions. Whether you're up for a casual round or a serious game, they've got memberships and flex passes to fit your style. Plus, Premium members get winter bag storage. And don't miss out, Gimme Virtual Golf is giving away a free hour of golf every single week. Visit Gimme Virtual Golf today and discover just how fun indoor golf can be. Hernan and Gage wrap up EST Afternoons before the Reid Wilkins Show goes live at 3. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Celebrate the season by creating space for your holidays. Sentinel Storage. Affordable and flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
.43 last segment here on EST Afternoons. We say hi to the Winnipeggers, the Hustlerites, the WSTers. Thank you for joining the show.
How good are you at the stand-up video games?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like?
I mean, like new or old or...
All of them. There's an establishment with like Mario Brothers. Big, huge screen. South Edmonton Common.
Yeah. Our Winnipeg listeners, Gage, are saying, how about Hartman now? Now you know why we hate him. I don't think it was a dirty hit, so I'm good, man.
Who said that? From Winnipeg.
Messias Stormy. So now you know how much Winnipeg loves Hartman.
Mesa Stormy. Yeah, no, I understand, but our Edmonton Oilers defenseman Evan Bouchard has to be more aware, especially when you're out in the ice against that guy. Didn't prepare himself.
I got a game. VR brought it up. Bubble, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. Galaga. I mean, you can never go wrong with a good old-fashioned Pac-Man.
What about, like, maybe we'll shoot some zombies tonight. What do you say?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Little Walking Dead.
110 thumbs up, Gager. Let's keep going. Let's not stop now. We got like 10 minutes to go before Reid Wilkins joins the show with Jay Mill. What was I going to say? I was going to bring something up here. I totally just drew a blank. I like blacked out there for a second, Gager. Bravo.
There's going to be a lot of that tonight, probably.
Bravo Bree says it's going to be Galaga. It's got to be Galaga or Asteroids. Yeah, Asteroids not bad.
You have Asteroids?
It's okay. I did want to get a new partner on our show, Gimme Virtual Golf. They're great. We're going to start giving away 2 hours.
Whoa.
At Gimme Virtual Golf starting next week. One listener will win 2 free hours there. All you have to do is give us once we pick the winner, we'll get your number and your name, and we'll send it to Virtual Golf, and you just show up and say, hey, I won this on EST Afternoons, and boom, you get 2 hours of free Virtual Golf.
Really?
And it's located 10846 170th Street. We got to find a way to come up with some good content. How can we give these this 2 hours away? Any ideas, guys? Listeners? What should we do? Fun contest, obviously, but it's got to be golf related, obviously.
What's the first tournament of the year here? It's probably coming up in Hawaii or something like that, right? They start going again?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can think of something. There's a lot of great golf movies. Maybe use something in that.
It's a little golf trivia.
Yeah. What do you think there, Zach? You're the idea man on the show.
Am I? Since when?
Well, we don't listen to them, but
yeah, they're there. They exist. I don't know, something to do with movie quote, like Happy Gilmore. Like say something, oh, he said that quote from that movie, or I don't know, hide something.
What if,
you gotta.
What if we do this? What if we pick a quote from a classic golf movie, but we incorporate it into the show so it's subtle?
And then they have to find it.
They have to find it and then just text in the movie. And then we'll pick a winner. Does that work for everybody?
Well, people will just be, how many golf movies are there, right? So it has to be specific. Like maybe the actor that said it. Because if I say, people are going to be saying like Caddyshack or
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore every day.
Yeah.
We got to single it out. Has to be the name of the actor in real life and maybe the character in the show.
So it doesn't have to be a golf movie is what you're saying?
Oh, it has to be a golf.
Oh,
well, it should be something associated with golf. Maybe it's a movie that has golf in it. Like, you remember that movie Hall Pass when they ate the hash brownies and they're all sitting in the... Jason Sudeikis is hilarious in that.
I love that movie.
His eyes are... They could stop traffic. They're so red. And he's just standing in the sand trap.
Yeah.
How about pick a golfer each time we give away 2 hours, and we just have to give hints to what golfer it is, like Tiger Woods or something. Like was the youngest golfer to do blank and this and that, and
That's
won this
one.
many
Because we can switch it,
championships,
because we're going to do this every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks we can do something different. Like one day we can pick a movie line, and we
Like Norm's already doing it. He's throwing out Tin Cup. Like,
but like say for example, it's like me and you are having a conversation. Obviously this will be planned before, and then you say the line of the movie, but in terms of the conversation we're having, and people have to pick up on it and text and go, Gager just said the line from Tin Cup.
Okay.
And then, like Zach said, we can do the next day, we can do like a mystery golfer, right?
I like it.
And then some real golfer tournament and player trivia as well. Because this is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, this is great. I've never done it. We should go work on your swing.
He has to.
It's pretty much 2 blocks from our studio.
I know.
Yeah, it's great. And the owner, Michael Chan's great guy. Happy to have them on board with us. And so starting next week, we'll be giving away 2 hours of free golf at the Gimme Virtual Golf, which is located on 10846 170th Street. So we'll figure some fun stuff out, but you'll have to be tuning in, text us, maybe Nats chat. We'll figure it out, but it's going to be some fun times for sure. Break a golf club in half and make 2 listeners battle it out.
We're having tryouts.
The day before the giveaway, Zach should go play around, and we have to guess his score to win.
Oh, jeez.
That's actually not
too
bad.
No, it's too far. It's a lot of numbers. It's anywhere between 1 and 300.
Oh,
hey, anyone closest, right? How many jelly beans are in the jar? Oh, you hit 250? How?
So are you telling me Zach's not a good golfer?
He told me he's not a good golfer.
I've been saying this. The first time I played golf, I hit 166.
Didn't you only have 1 club, though?
I had maybe like 4 decent ones that were like my grandfather's
really, if you're starting, you shouldn't have more than, I would say, 5 or 6. Too much. It's too hard to hit them. So I would have 7, 8, 9 pitching and a driver, maybe a 5.
Yeah, have you ever done virtual golf?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We got to go check it out then one day as a show, and then you guys can teach me how to hit a ball.
Do you know which way you shoot?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're a lefty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Very creative.
Zach?
I only did it once in virtual golf, but nothing like this. 240 courses worldwide, and it like has real life ball eyes there. Like I kind of just teed it up and
the hydraulic
nothing
system.
Like this. Like it's.
I'm
crazy,
not a golfer,
man.
so I don't really know.
This might get you into it, though.
Yeah. But what if I just become a virtual golfer?
No such thing.
Well, you can have it set up in your garage, right?
Yeah.
But that's a lot of money.
Who does something like that?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people enjoy it because it's like in the winter, obviously, and then you have a couple brews. You can. I know some buddies from the Elks that go have like their birthdays there.
My buddy's got one in his garage, and it's kind of cool because you can watch the game, hit some balls, play golf. It's kind of cool, and it does help with your. It's like anything. You don't swing a club for 6 months, and then you get back out there and throw your back out right away. But just to keep in the swing of things. Pardon the pun.
All right, let's look ahead to tomorrow. Oilers, Vegas Golden Knights. Oilers, I think 8-2 in their last 10, something like that. Vegas is 8-1-1. It's going to be a good game.
I can't wait for this game, man.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be really, really good. I think this is going to be another one of like these last 2 games. I like the Tampa game, although yesterday was a little bit of a blowout. Still interesting to watch, but I think you're really going to see 2 teams playing their best hockey of the season right now, going at it, and there's those undercurrents of the Pietrangelo slash, the battle of Eichel and McDavid, the goaltending battle of the guy that was picked, the guy that wasn't. This is there's a lot of things to play for here, and most importantly, positioning in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and the Oilers need to get over that hump that they can beat.
They got to get one against this team. Exactly.
Yeah. So it should be a fun one. 2 p.m. Tomorrow here at Rogers Place at 1 o'clock. It's the Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola, myself, and Matt Cassian returns tomorrow. So that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Sure?
He just texted and said he's in for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Back from Mexico.
Well, good thing Tommy said I was doing it, so that's good.
Well, let's figure this out, though. Like, I don't know. So I'm just telling you, man. Comment says Canadians without wealth have virtual golf or golf tones.
I don't know. You see the price of these things? And it's all about you can chintz out and get a bad one. You might as well just get a PS5 and play Tiger Woods or whatever. You got to put some money into these things. Yeah, the ball, I guess I was looking at them. Not that I'd ever buy one, but it's the ball tracking technology. There's different levels of it, right? And so you want to make sure you do spend it. It's like me with my eventual F1 simulator. I think it roughly ran me about $120,000. So I'll never get that thing.
That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. That's going to do it for us here on EST Afternoons. Big shout out to Reid Wilkins and Guy Flaming from the Pipeline Show for joining us on today's show. Reminder, tomorrow Oil Stream pregame show at 1 o'clock here on EST. Coming up next, Reid Wilkins with Jay Mellon. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in all week long. We're back now on Monday, 1 o'clock. Keep downloading our podcasts wherever you get all your streaming and podcasts and all that fun stuff. For Joaquin Gage and Zachticum, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Oilers game tomorrow. We'll talk Monday. Ciao for now.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.